Are you all tired of the public talking about eat, and what to eat?
Yes.
I know it. And what are the things we know of that makes a diet food good? Sugar, salt, and fat. So we're going to go ahead and start you out with the salad. And we're going to bring you out the appetizer and we're going to talk about it. And as you look on the back of your recipe, you have why and the nutritional value. Why I'm starting with this, why did I use this, and what is my whole pretense for it. But you always look at the serving size. And then you want to look at your calories and the nutrients. So caution on the yellow, which is your fat. And do we get enough of these nutrients? You need to know the nutritional facts like the back of your hand and why. So the next part of that nutritional fact, we have sodium. So we know that salt makes the food taste better. So today I've used lemons and lime to enhance the flavor instead of using so much salt. And our fats. All fats are not bad. So today I kind of prepared things without too much fat, limited, because there are some fats are good, such as our omega-3s, and which is more of a benefit for our cardiovascular. So we're using the olive oil today. So let's talk about some good oils and some challenging oils. Right now, these are good oils. And today I'm using olive oil, but your other options are there, mainly from your plant base. And our bad oil, if you can remember, it's mostly your solid oils, your Lord, your butter. And must admit, I did use a little butter when we served long grain rice to kind of enhance it, but it's the only instance that I'm using the butter. My pan is already heated up. So I want to at least start the grilled chicken. This is a pan that you buy. I have a long one and it's rigid. Here, that gives you the grilled flavor and the taste. And it's already seasoned. Your paper will tell you that it's seasoned with jerk. I think I put a tad bit, but I laced it with a lot of herbs. My rosemary. And rosemary is a herb that can handle the heat. Your basil, cilantro, it's heat sensitive, you lose the taste. So that takes care of the oil from that part in the sense that I don't use any oil, but we also use oil from animal fat. So what's the common one we use all the time?
Pork.
Bacon grease. It is challenging, but if you are used to that taste and you're still consuming, I want you to today, we hope we can convince you not to ever use it again. Not maybe, just ever. Okay? So we don't want you to use that, and so we're going to come up with how do we season it another way. My next thing on our menu is whole grain. So why whole grain?
The fiber.
Fiber. Excellent. So today we're going to have, first thing on my list is brown rice. It's a medley, has 5 grams of fiber, so we want to look for fiber in our diet. So this long grain has your niacin, your iron, your energy. So when you flip on the back, everything you eat today should pack your spirit and your body. What is our body, better Lord? Our temple, right? So we want to make sure we treat it right. How many of you all have ever roasted cauliflower? You heard about it. I wanted to make sure cauliflower rice, but actually taking a cauliflower. Once you have the head, just cut it in the middle and just cut down the middle. Make sure you wash your hands. See how it is? So you want to cut the little leaves from right around here. I think it cooks better when you just half it. We're going to turn that chicken and give it that nice end. And you would think you were outside. Basically, this is done. That took all of about 15 minutes. And cut small. We're going to turn that down. So once we got this cauliflower here, this is what makes you who you are when you go for it. How do you season it? But I add just 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt because you don't need more than a pinch. And then I love garlic. So I'll add a little garlic in there, a little bit of my favorite spice. So when I also go and add just a little bit of broth, chicken, vegetable, I tend now to add just vegetable broth. This is oregano. This is basil. I'm going to use it because it's frozen and already mashed, or like we would say grated. And I'm going to put a tad bit of oil because the oil just will help the cauliflower caramelize. The heat is going to make it caramelize. And you just mix that in nicely, season it, coat it well. And then I love to add a little broth to give it moisture because I'm cooking it. Don't put too much broth in there because it will make it soggy. I want to put a little lime on it. The zest will enhance the salt without using much more salt. So what we're going to do is just kind of toss that into the pan. You want them all cut close to the same size. They are cooked even. So this is basically how you will get it ready to prepare for roasted cauliflower. I will roast that for 450, and this is how it looks once I prepare it. You can roast it. Can you all see that? Onions is a great way to start. Celery, red onions, white onions, whichever your preference. So I want to make sure this pan is super nice and hot. So I'm just going to test it with a little bit of water, boiling. You see the moving of the water. So the first thing, I'm going to use my onions. So I want the onions to cook. And that's where I'm going to start with packing the flavor. You're just letting them cook. Let this pan just seem like it's going to burn. No, it's not. About 4 to 5 minutes to get that caramelization. Translucent, shiny. You can even see the bottom of the pan browning. So I let that cook, and I'm going to go ahead and right now and pop in my peppers. Colors, colors, colors. Plant, plant, plant. If you like celery, this is the part where you can add it. Great time for me to add my herb. Thyme, a pinch of salt, put a little parsley in here. You smell the aroma. Just starting the appetite rolling. This is what we call deglazing. The pan brought the sugars of the herb, all of it out, and the flavors. I don't want to overdouse it with more broth, but depends on whatever I'm putting in here. I added parsley, the red onions. I love corn. So it took the regular corn to a whole different, but this is something that took a what? Everything I'm cooking, I'm putting together is short. But it gives you that added flavor. So we're going to plate this, and you can see how wonderful it is in terms of a color. What do you think about preparing this? Yes. Y'all still smelling it? Yes. So this is the second item. It is a beautiful medley of just cut up. So you've got that medley together. All right. Broccoli, this beautiful broccoli. Take the crown, turn it upside down, and hit it from here. But while that is cooking, how many of you all ever cook with sun-dried tomatoes? That is a great way to season. We're going to start this off with that pan nice and hot. And I love the sun-dried tomatoes, so it gives you that aroma without adding salt. My pan should be nice and ready to sizzle. And I'm really not going to add much of anything today other than my sun-dried tomatoes, my regular herbs. Now, I always add onions. Gives it that flavor. I have a little garlic powder. Culturally, we like a certain taste, we like a certain flavor, so I don't hesitate to add it. Pinch of salt. It doesn't hurt to add a little bit of salt, but it shouldn't need to be much. This one, I have some oregano. I'm filling that house up with seasoning. This one is a little jerk seasoning, something. I just love finding me a little seasoning. And I'm gonna add a tad bit more broth to give that steam. It's smelling good to y'all? Yeah. And a little more, you know I love colors, so flip on the back. Tell me what peppers do for you in broccoli. Tell me about nutritional value of it. Folic acid. You all see how these colors just adding and how bright it is? I haven't put any animal fat in here, you all. I have the cauliflower that is yellow, purple, and white. I just had to jazz it up for you. That the color, not that they care, but they're making more medicine for your diet. They're making more medicine for your blood pressure. But if you just use your herbs, try it. It's all about the change.